How's the squad looking after Saturday?
Yeah, we're much the same. We've not coming away with any concerns, any worries. Obviously Jack Veal back from suspension, so yeah, probably in as healthy a spot as we've been. John O'Beaker's back on the pitch, pretty much into full training, and that just kind of leaves us Callum Slattery. Longer term, but you know, Jack coming back from his suspension's obviously a real positive for us. We think he's done really well since January, and I still feel a bit unfortunate to have to serve that 2-game ban. We've had 2 positive results, but we know Jack's a good player and he's offered plenty to us, so he'll be a welcome addition back into the squad.
You must be delighted with the response you're getting. I mean, a lot of goals in the last couple of games. And there's still plenty to play for, obviously, going into tomorrow. Yeah,
there's still plenty to play for us. Yeah, we know the 2 games that are in front of us. We know we've got a difficult task going to Easter Road. A lot of people might argue that that's a different case, but for me, naively, I think that they've got really good players. I think quite clearly, you know, it's what they would regard as a poor run of form for a club the size of Hibs and probably their expectations. But I'm under no illusions, neither the players, that it's going to be a real difficult game for us to go to Easter Road and get anything out of it. It's always the case, in my opinion. So no, we know what we've got to play for. We know what our motivation is. I think we showed that in spade loads on Saturday, that we're still want to finish this season really well. And I think what's really pleasing for me, obviously, is 9 goals in the last 2 games against clubs that are fighting hard against, you know, what was relegation for Livingston as it came, and for Ross County fighting not to be into that playoff spot that they'll so dearly not want to be in. So I think sometimes those can be hard games to win. Those can be really, really difficult games. But what I think it does is it encapsulates kind of what we've been as a team, in my opinion. I think we're a really good attacking team. I think we create plenty of chances, and we've scored plenty of goals this season. 3rd top goal scorers in the league, with a positive goal difference is really positive for me. In a nutshell, I know that there's aspects to improve on, of course I do, and the players understand that themselves. But I think we've been a pretty entertaining watch a lot of the time this season, and no more so probably in the last 2 games where the quality of goals has been excellent across the 2 90 minutes.
Was that especially pleasing? I think, you know, going back, just less than 12 months when Kevin Van Veen left, we were all talking about how you're going to replace those goals, and you've done it across the team as well. Was that especially pleasing for you as a manager when that was what was kind of pointed at you before the start of the season?
Yeah, you never know the hard and fast answer to it. I've obviously got to have a belief in what we're doing, and I did. You know that it's not necessarily just going to catch fire on day one. It's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of effort from all parties to make sure that you try and get that bit right. But you know, you are right. I think that we sat here less than 12 months ago, and everyone's looking at me, and it was the question that was asked of me out in the street. It was the question that was asked of me in here, and everywhere else I went, that there's no way you're going to replace that number of goals. Well, we have done. I did speak about it. It's going to have to be spread. There's obviously several individuals in there that have had really good campaigns in terms of their numbers, goals, assists. Some really good partnerships, profitable guys that have been in and done well for us in the first part of the season that moved on. You know, Mika Bireth possibly been an example of that. So we've not had our challenges to seek, of course we have, but I think that we have come up with what's been a really good formula in front of goal and how we want to play and create chances. And our conversion rate's been pretty good in a lot of games within that. Our reaction to going behind, for me, has been exceptional at times. I think when you look at the statistics and the number of goals that we've scored in the last portion of the game, I think maybe only Celtic that scored more goals than us in that last sort of 10-15 minutes of the game. And they've been renowned for that for years and years. So I think that's testament to our fitness levels. I think that's testament to the commitment to the cause, but also the quality. And specifically, you'll look at guys like Theo Bair and Blair Spittle with their numbers, but I think it was really pleasing for me to see guys like Paul McGinn, Davor, Harry Payton pitching in. You know, at the weekend, that's Blair Spittle gets his couple of goals, which is terrific, but we're starting to see 1 or 2 other goal scorers in there as well. So all arrows point in a positive direction as far as I'm concerned.
On the topic of Theo, there's been a bit of speculation about clubs maybe in England interested in. Is that to be expected, given how well he's done? Is that almost what you say to him at the start? You come here, you do well, you could be this is a platform for you as well. Is that the part of the model that Motherwell have to go down then?
Yeah, I think not every club sits with that conversation, because I'm continuously talking about player development. It's so important to us. For the likes of Theo, I'm very, very relaxed about it. I really am, and I don't mean that to kind of be blasé. I think when you start getting yourself pent up about interest in your players, you'll never be able to work the next day. You'll never be able to do your job the next day. I've absolutely no doubt in my mind that people will be interested in Theo Bair. He's a signed player at this football club. I think everybody understands that there needs to be a huge amount of respect in the work that's been done. Identifying Theo, bringing him into the football club through a tough period, the end product that we've had this season, as I say, he's under contract, so for anybody to want to try and prize him away and take him in our football club, that's going to cost a significant amount of money. It's as simple as that. Whether that becomes a case, whether that is a thing, who knows? I would love to keep him at the football club because, as I've said time and again, I feel that he's just getting better and better. I feel that he's really learning his trade and he's really enjoying his football. I think he said that to you guys face to face, that he's loving everything about playing here at Motherwell and leading the line, playing as that number 9. But when you look across world football, there's not a whole host of number 9s that play with his stature, his pace, his ability to play with his back to goal, and then the finishing prowess that he's starting to show as well now. So I understand that there'll be interest, but again, for me, it's always in the best interest of the football club. That's my job, to make sure that, similar to Kevin Van Veen last year, that if anybody wants to try and prize Kevin away under contract, then Theo's a heck of a lot younger than Kevin is in terms of years. So yeah, it would have to be a pretty significant number to do that. But similar to last year, I sort of removed myself from that. That's a football club decision in terms of what we value a player at, etc. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's other players in our group that potential suitors are looking at as well. But my job as always is to try and put the best group together. And it's safe to say guys like Theo Bair sit right at the top of that list, and wanting to retain him and wanting to have him again next season, because he's been an absolute joy to work with.
Given he's going to the Copa, hopefully going to the Copa America, and the platform that might give him, is that something that would maybe persuade me and the Motherwell, the club, would keep on to him until then at least, just to see how he does, and perhaps there would be more suitors after that as well?
Again, really simple. We want to keep Theo Bair, and it's our intention to keep the player. The bits that may come for him in the summer, and hopefully they do, he's earned every bit of that, in my opinion. I'm seeing that there's a new manager obviously in post, I think, as well. I think Jesse Marsh has come in and just yesterday, I believe, taken over as the national team boss. So obviously that brings a different mindset and different thought process, different ideas. So certainly myself from afar, and Theo and Harry Payton also, we'll see how that transpires and see how that works out for the likes of themselves. But I don't think that changes anything. Our intention is a state, again, there's two simple scenarios here, that somebody comes in and offers us an amount of money that we can't refuse as a football club, or the player stays here and continues to develop and enjoys football exactly where he is just now. So where I started with it, I think all parties are pretty relaxed, and where this sits just now, I don't think there's an eagerness for Theo or for Motherwell to try and move him on and try and place him somewhere else.